Hey, 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 keeping it real with J Rose. What is J Rose talking about today? Got to take a big, deep sigh, right? So I was thinking today, how I too have to break my own generational curses that I created in my children. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Over the years, when they were younger, I'm a single parent and stuff like that. I overcompensated and did a lot more than I could afford to, you know. And with that being said, I'm gonna give you some examples. There are times, especially around Christmas time, I just wouldn't. They gave me their list what they wanted, and I made sure I was able to deliver. If not, I'll give it to them, the first the first of the year before they go back to school, because they got to have something to tell everybody about, right? That's kind of what the theme is half of the time, right? So I overcompensated because I was a single parent, and I felt like I needed to do more, especially for certain ones. Like the certain one, I needed to do more because the father was just absent, just didn't do anything, and so I overcompensated, and I realized that what I have done, what I have created, right? I created this environment of, they're used to, me saying yes and coming through and getting whatever they ask for, whatever they need, right? Mama always gonna come through, right? But when it comes to like Christmas time, I would just not pay bills during that time because I'm gonna get them what they want. I'm gonna make sure that when they get up that Christmas morning that they're happy, and that's just all that mattered, that they were happy and they got the stuff that they asked for, right? And I realized over the years what I have done, what I have created by doing that, right? I have created this environment of, she's always going to say yes. She's always going to do this. She's always going to come through. I know I can count on her, right? And they can, but to a certain extent, right? So me going through personal development and all these different things, I'm looking back on what I've done, right? And I realize what I've done, and it's terrible. It is. Because now, when you say no, it's mad, ain't talking to you, whatever, all that stuff that really don't matter right now, but I'm just saying, right? Had I not been the yes person all the time and came through and went above and beyond, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now, right? So a lot of times, us single parents, might be just speaking for myself, we overcompensate because of being a single parent. It's like I'm gonna go even harder because I'm doing this by myself. So I'm just gonna let them know that they can always count on me. I'm gonna always come through. I'm gonna always be there, right? And I realize what I am doing and what I have done was created this environment where they think is, that's how it is. And that's how it better be, because if it don't, then I'm going to get mad and I'm going to huff and puff and just be mad and be big, right? So I know that I have created this, right? So a lot of the stuff I did, I have to undo and just explain a whole lot more now, because back then I did the best with what I knew, right? And what I knew back then was you got to show up, you got to do more, because you got to do for both, right? You got to do for both parts. And so me doing that, I realized what I have created, what I have done, right? My kids are 21 and 17, right? Both of them have had 2 cars, right? 2 cars. The first car, I got my son, it was an older car. It was a nice car. I thought it was a pretty decent car. No car payments. It was a decent car, right? He was so, oh my God, you would just think that it was the worst thing in the world. He made me feel so terrible, right? The way he responded and acted to this car, because it was older and his people was picking at him and it was doing all kinds of older car. He got some issues, whatever, it's paid for. But you would think that I did the worst thing in the world when I thought I was doing the best thing in the world, right? This is me now. I have created this, right? Got something else where people wouldn't pick at him. People wouldn't say all these things to him, because you want to protect your kids and stuff, and you try to do what you think is best. And sometimes what you do might not be best for them. It's best for me. It was best for me at the time, but it wasn't, it's just crazy, right? I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real with you. I did that, and I realized by me doing that, I'm setting the tone for, if I don't like it or if I don't want it, then I'll just get what I want, right? I've done that for years, right? And I ain't going to talk about the other car. But anyway, I've done this. I have created this lifestyle. I've created this generational curse that I have to undo, right? I realized that. Once you begin to work on yourself, you look back at the things that you've done. You be like, man, I could have did it like this. I can't change that, right? I can't change what's back there. But going forward, we have to have forward-moving conversations. I have to explain a whole lot more versus back then. I just did, and really didn't. Nobody knew how I did it until now, And I did those things because I wanted to be like the hero. I wanted to be Superwoman and all kind of stuff like that. And I neglected myself. I neglected my credit. I neglected all kind of stuff just so my kids would be happy and have the things that they wanted growing up, right? And I'm looking back and I'm like, when I said no the other day because he asked me for something, and I'm like this right here. I'll give you different. My daughter FaceTime me right now. I'm gonna have to call her back. I'll give you things, and I'll help you. Now I can meet you halfway. You meet me halfway. Everybody got jobs. Everybody got income coming in. They working, right? I'll meet you halfway on certain things, not everything. Okay? We already had this discussion. Got huffy puffy upset, and I'm sitting back like, you know what? I did this. So how do I undo this, right? A lot of conversation, a lot of sitting down, trying to explain, what I did back then. I can't do now going forward, right? So that's what I got going on right now in my life. And so with that being said, I'm really the next key thing I'm going to work on and try to pass this down to my children. Emotional intelligence, right? We have to know how to communicate in a different way, right? I gotta take this call and hurry up, wrap this up. We got to learn how to communicate in a different way, in a healthy way. We can have carefrontations, not confrontations. Carefrontations, right? So this is what I'm going to do going forward, right? Just trying to, see how I can handle it different. See how we could, come to a meeting point and not do this right here and not be all, because I created this and I realized that. So I am breaking my own generational curses that I have created. I'm not just, a product of it. I've actually done it as well. So that's me calling myself out, right? So I just wanted to come on here and share, my aha for the day. And I'm just going to look at here. We all work in progress. So parents going forward, single parents, I know we want to give and do everything we can, but don't overcompensate too much until it gets to be this big ugly mess. So just keep that in mind. I ain't telling you how to do it, but I'm telling you what I've been through and what's going on right now and how it could have been avoided had I just, did what I could and, not even went out my way and trying to overcompensate. Because sometimes we do that as single parents. I know I did it, and I done it. So just wanted to share that with you all. Let me call my daughter back because she's calling me. Must be want something or need something. But anyway, till next time, keeping it real. Always going to keep it real. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease.